Hello. Hello, 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 hello. How are we all doing today? Let's get into game. Oh, come on. I set up a joke for this. Come on, there we go. This is what Farm Sim is now. We're just going to stare at the John Deere logo for the next 2 hours. This is it. This is the game. Now, I've bought, well, I've replaced the 240 with a small green boy. The best box. John Deere 1630 by Arm Team. Is my wheels being wonky? One moment, please. Logitech, please keep my global device settings as, you know, saved settings. It'd be nice. I've apparently at some point turned on. Oh, this gear shifter was in first. Yes, I've gone for the small green boy. Best dream yet. I want to find out if this thing can run the baler. Because this thing only has 56 horsepower. Massey Ferguson Super 90. Money cheat. Yes, I had that on to do the tractor swap. I do apologize. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Hang on. Massey Ferguson Super 90. It's similar, but the shape doesn't quite match. There's a few different Masseys that it could have been. Hello, Jamie. Mossy Bucko Blackout. Playing through all your favorite maps for FS19. That is a good idea. I'm gonna try and keep doing new things as much as I can. It is a Massey on the keychain. But it looks like a weird, like, mix and match of about 7 different tractors. So, I don't know which one it actually is. It had a square bonnet, yeah. But I couldn't find any Masseys with square bonnets that had that kind of front end. I could find Masseys with that kind of front end and round bonnets, and Masseys with square bonnets, but different front ends. So it's kind of a bit everywhere. E3 trailer looked sick. It looked amazing. I was so glad that I actually woke up early enough to watch it live, because I would have been so... Landy was angry with people ruining it for him because he was asleep. Because, like, watching it live and seeing that green for the first time. Holy crap. Now, granted, I didn't use such nice wording when I initially saw it, because it's me. Oh, this thing can run the bale. Do we bale with a small green boy? I think we do. I think we bailed the small green boy. You're on a plane when it started. Oh no, you saw. Yeah, I think it might be a 65. Hello, Dragons, guys. So, what do we all think about John Deere being the announcement? Like, I know I said that, yeah, well, it's possible, it's more possible than ever. I take back the comment where, oh, it's never going to happen. I said all that over the last couple of weeks and months, but I didn't actually expect it. I didn't think... I expected Claas. I really did. I didn't expect that. Like I think it's fair to say that John Deere and Farm Sim is the biggest bit of Farm Sim news that has ever happened and possibly will ever happen. Because how do they top that? How do they top the biggest brand? I'm delighted for the console players. I'm absolutely over the moon for the console guys. But, like I said in the trailer breakdown, don't think that means John Deere mods immediately on console. It means John Deere will be in the game at FS19, we'll have John Deere mods on console in FS19. As far as 17 goes, the rules stay the same. The announcement of the license changes nothing. We want up the sales growth from 17. I was expecting Claas. There was a lot of stuff pointing towards Claas, but lately, and especially, I can say this now to a certain extent without being too specific. The emails that I was getting from Giants, because you guys know I'm on the mailing list with Giants, the emails I was getting were hinting at something a lot bigger than Claas. Because they were looking for, like, they were keeping it really close to their chest and really kind of bizarrely silent. Stu donating at the €1.14 saying, "No, my name on screen, Michael." Thank you very much, Stu. Donation wars are very welcome here. This tractor is insanely loud. I'm going to actually turn the game down a bit because that tractor is way too loud. There we go. It's John Deere, of course it is. I have to maximize clickbait. So anyway, they could better 17, leave them some for the next one. The next one is going to be gameplay improvements. There's not going to really be a big title brand coming into 21. Because there can't be. They can't top John Deere as a title brand, as a news-getting brand. It's not possible. No one will complain. People will always find stuff to complain about. Of that I am sure. That is one of the things that makes the world go around. My poor phone has been lighting up with comments all day since I put the trailer out. Which, by the way, that's not monetized by me. That's monetized by the owner of the music copyright. But I don't care. That I wanted to have it on the channel. The breakdown, obviously I took the music out so that I could monetize it. That is monetized by me. The ads you see on that are placed by me because ad review. And yeah, that's the two videos. And I actually spent about an hour doing the breakdown video. Believe it or not. It might look all hodgepodge, but it took me about an hour to do. as we crawl around the field with the 125F on the back of the small boy. The only John Deere is the 8400R. That would be too funny. That would be that would actually be too funny. We've got John Deere, but just the one. But you guys know that I've been talking for a little while about they're not done announcing stuff. Blackout. They are not done announcing stuff. This is the first brand. If you look at the description from the stream, and possibly the video as well. I don't know if they have a new description for the video version. John Deere was the first brand being announced. They have more. Don't rule Claas out yet, guys. Don't rule them out yet. There is still FarmCon to come, and Giants are going to want something big at FarmCon to get eyes on that. Now, they'll have gameplay, they'll have news on modding, they'll have stuff like that. What if, to get extra eyes on FarmCon, they secretly have Claas there? And make the big announcement that, hey, do you know the way we announced John Deere at E3? Well, we've got another little surprise. Ta-da! Claas tractors. Yeah, all the leading brands in the industry. All of them. Hinting quite strongly that this little small boy is wobbling like a mama jamma. Are Claas not tied up with cotton crops? It seems to be a non-exclusive license, Stu. That hints. Or doesn't hint. That means that FarmSim could get a license too. When will we get the next information about FS19? I would guess most likely will be FarmCon. Is that next month? And then this thing, once it gets up to speed, just rockets around. But before then, it's just a struggle bus. We'll get the next news at FarmCon in, I think, July, or maybe, I think early July-ish, maybe. If somebody wants to look that up, they can. Then Gamescom in August. And then we'll have the big run-up, July 14th and 15th. So about a month's time we'll get the first gameplay of FS19, possibly a gameplay trailer. Definitely more news. And it's just a case of, okay, maybe I shouldn't have tried baling with this thing. When does FarmSim come out for pre-order on Steam normally? I don't know. I'll be pre-ordering through Giants if I am pre-ordering at all. How am I? I'm doing good, River Johnson. I am doing very good indeed. I'd love it if you could, like, if you could get a Steam code from buying through Giants, because I like buying through Giants to support Giants more, but I also like having the Steam code for the automatic updates. It's looking nice in the screenshots. Yeah. Hey Finton, you're not new to the channel. I think you've been here before. What do I think about John Deere and FS19? I'm shocked. I have said for many months, although my tune has been changing over the last couple of months, if you guys didn't notice. From John Deere will never happen to, do you know what? There's more and more pointing towards this. And over the last few days, I was able to piece together the last few bits. And going to bed last night and getting up this morning, I was pretty certain it would be John Deere. From all the little bits that I'd managed to gather together, which I told you guys almost none of them. Because most of them were in private conversations, private emails, private everything. But by the time I went to bed last night, I was 90% certain we'd be seeing John Deere today. And as it turns out, I was right. Dallas, because 5 p.m. is, I think, 9 a.m. California time. 9 or 10 a.m. California Pacific time. That's where Steam are based. That's when they update the servers. Do you think we'll have John Deere machinery? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. I wouldn't be too surprised. I'm kind of surprised they decided to show off the Case cotton harvester, which produces 8x8 by 16 foot square bales. So if you thought Hestons were big, welcome to the jungle. But, you know, the John Deere cotton harvesters, while they do produce giant round bales, they're a bit better known than Case for the cotton harvester. No problem, Dusty. That is 100% full res. That's the identical to the one that was uploaded by Giants. So there's a John Deere chaser bin. No, there is not SCF. Do I have Big Bud activated on here? I do not. I'm gonna just hang on. We're gonna go out of the game real quick because I want to activate Big Bud and show you guys something. Those bales are bigger than your house. Yeah, they're huge. Big Bud. Now I'm gonna ignore the rule that I've got the wrong challenge up on OBS at the moment. Hang on. There we go. You mistook that for a John Deere chaser. A lot of people did. A lot of people seem very confused by what the auger wagon is, what the chaser bin is. Also, my hair is a disaster as always. But I'm loading into game now to show you what the chaser bin is. Technically, I'm not allowed to cheat money in on this save game. But I'm making exceptions for when I wanted to demonstrate stuff and show stuff off. This is one of those times. And I want to show you what exactly was being shown off behind that John Deere in that screenshot. Thoughts on cotton? It's great. I like cotton being in the game. Because what was behind the John Deere was the Brent Avalanche. And it was actually on a crawler track. So if we go over to the shop, which should be over here somewhere. Main yard, shop is this way. It was a Brent Avalanche. You could see kind of this kind of angle. Because you could see the track, you couldn't quite see out branding. This is what was behind the deer in that screenshot from the Big Bud pack. So that's the quote-unquote new auger wagon. I for some reason thought it was a deer as well until it was pointed out to me by BulletBill that it was actually just the Brent Avalanche from the Classics pack. That's not the same overloader. I can almost guarantee you it is, VF. Did I notice the MF keyring? Not on my first look. Or my second or third looks even. But, yes, I did notice it afterwards when it was pointed out to me. Also noticed was the bale being loaded into the hayloft in the barn that held the John Deere. The ladder that kind of, when the cotton growing sequence, there's a ladder that kind of pops around. There's a fence being built in the background. Black bit of the, it might be a slightly different model, but I would be fairly certain it's a Brent auger wagon. I'm pretty sure in real life this tractor would actually explode trying to do these bales. We've still got a lot. Do you know what? I'm gonna abandon this baler for a minute. We'll go. John's on Instagram said it starts with an E. See, I didn't follow that. I've been kind of working on YouTube stuff and content. Pretty much all day. I was talking to Landy for a bit. But I was working on content and analysing the trailer and stuff. I thought it was the Brent Avalanche. It looks very similar. Giants have said on Instagram that the Orgo wagon is an Elmer's Hallmaster. Ah! Yes, the window open and close in the loft shed as well. So let's go do some mowing with this thing. And there was a hedge cutting mod in FS13 that was by Sam, if memory serves. Elmer Hallmaster. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, I was wrong. As was BulletBill, and you can rub it in his face if he shows up today. Don't actually do that. He might not like you. Where did I put the mower? Oh, it's still on the back of the 35. Let's disconnect that. Put that over there. The bloke you play as has different hair. Depending on, from what I've been led to believe, your choices. You can customize your character more than ever before. In FS19, from what I've been hearing. Let's go do some mowing. Because for those of you just joining, this is the Insanity Challenge. This is quite possibly the hardest set of rules that anybody plays by in FarmCon. And I'm playing with 6-day seasons. It's late spring at the moment. And it's time to make some silage. We're doing some first cut silage at the moment. With insanely small machinery, granted, but we're doing first cut. If you want to have a look at the rules, put ! insanity into chat, and you'll get it linked to you there. Model will be full of John Deere Gear 19, there'll be no else, there'll be lots else. I can imagine that there'll be a few modders who make, by decision, non-John Deere stuff. Could be something, I don't know, like, with the trailer, guys, take everything in it with a pinch of salt, because some of what's in there is just kind of flair to make the CGI trailer look better. I think the little animation that Fahy is convinced means there's going to be IC. I think that's just a bit of flair. There might be an animation for getting in and out of tractors, but I don't think it'll be IC. What else was there that kind of stood out? The for sale sign I think might have been flair as well. There we go, simulator gaming with the IC thoughts. I don't think so. I don't think there'll be IC for the simple reason that I don't know how you'd even bind that up on console. Like that's the issues you got to think about console controls, and I know somebody's going to come in and say, well, why don't they just have it on PC? Because Giants like shipping, by and large, the same functionalities between console and PC. Like, granted, console have slots, as I'm led to believe. PC don't. What do I think about oats on cotton? I'm happy for oats. It's something I've been calling for a while. Something I felt was missing from the game, especially on UK and Ireland maps. They felt a bit empty without oats. And a bit silly, for that matter. Cotton is nice because it's a different way of doing things. A lot of people forget that these ideas that everybody comes up with have to work on console. And that's where a lot of the falling down happens. How did I buy the John Deere? I did a straight swap for the 240. They wouldn't implement IC as we know it. That much is for certain. I don't know how they would implement it. If they were to put IC in. You just fear sugarcane syndrome. Yeah, like, that's the thing that I'm going to be afraid of with every new crop, is that it might have poplar / sugarcane syndrome, where it's just dull and boring to use. Still think Claas will be in it. I still do as well. They've hinted that there's another major brand coming, because they've said in the press release that all major brands will be in the game. Now, there's a major brand missing right now, and that is Claas. So maybe, just maybe, FarmCon will see another major announcement. That's the next milestone for Giants, is FarmCon. And then you've got Gamescom in August, which, for all I know, they might announce Kubota or Mahindra. Although Landy doesn't want to see Mahindra because apparently their engines are terrible. But there's a lot yet to know. There's still very little we actually do know about FS19, other than the fact that it'll have cotton oats and you can ride horses. When's FarmCon? About a month's time. What do you think they will promote at E3? Do you mean what do I think is on the stand? They're on the Focus Home Interactive stand. I would imagine that the farming simulator section of it will just pretty much just be the E3 trailer running on a loop. And I think it's Martin and Lizartan there answering questions and whatnot from the press and doing pressy things because it's a press show. So that's what I think the farming simulator segment of the Focus Home Interactive stand will be, is just kind of an extended Q&A session with Lizartan and Martin. Well, the horses though. Why use the horses though if you use the suggested plow or trailer? From what I understand, well, from the press release they put out at the same time as the trailer, there is going to be rideable horses. Lonoke's ready to go to Giants. I am aware of this. There is a new version of Lonoke after being given to the pre-release creators, which I'm not one, so don't expect Lonoke on my channel anytime soon. Just getting that out there so that I don't get a billion questions about Lonoke. And I know when the first Lonoke content... Well, I know when BulletBill wants the first Lonoke content going up. I know Landy wants to do something a bit different. PDA looks good. I've not seen the new PDA, actually. Can't believe John Deere's in the game. Neither can I. I don't think anybody can. The community broke when the big reveal happened. And I must applaud Giants for keeping that under wraps, because that is the biggest announcement they have ever made. Because now the biggest brand in farming is in the biggest game in farming. And I mean, that's... Hello, Teddy Gamer. That's, let's be fair, Pure Farming dead. Farm Expert dead. Farmer's Dynasty pretty much dead. Cattle and Crops are going to be in a lot of trouble with this announcement, but they're actually aiming for a different audience, so they might be able to get away with it. There's a lot kind of going on in the background that with other games that, you know, they're going to have to react to this. How will Pure Farming react? Will they just have another sale with 40% off? How will Cattle and Crops react? How will anybody else act? Cattle and Crops is really broken. It's still, like, I would count Cattle and Crops as pre-alpha still. I don't think they should be selling it for as much as they are right now. Kubota could be another brand. A distinct possibility. There's 2 major shows still to come. And then all of the pre-release news from Giants, so there could still be another few brands announced, and there probably will be another few brands announced yet. Does it make the best farming simulator ever? In terms of garage size, yes. I mean, you load into FarmSim 19 for the first time and you're going to have the biggest range of equipment ever available, which is fantastic. Now, I do hope that they go small as well. I hope they get stuff from the smaller side of the world too. Instead of just going bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of equipment size. I saw people saying that, oh, it's only big equipment, it's catering towards the US for FS19 because of the trailer, which was showing off the American map, or kind of giving hints that one of the maps is American. And if you couldn't read the text that was on the shed the deer came out of, the farm is called, apparently, Broad Acres Farm. That's what it said above the door there. Claas could bring the most to the game. Yeah, I agree with you there, and Claas, I think, have a better range of stuff that they could bring to FarmSim than John Deere. Like, John Deere have a lot of tractors, yes, but they don't have the as wide a range as Claas do in terms of equipment. If you are hyped for John Deere in FS19, the impossible becoming possible, as I said in my trailer breakdown, you know, 6 months ago I said John Deere was an impossibility. It would not happen. There is no way that John Deere will ever be in FarmSim. John Deere want too much. John Deere, you know, the agreement just can't be made. It's not going to be a thing. Look at where we are now. John Deere in FarmSim 19 confirmed, 100% guaranteed. How could you even see that coming? Yes, there's always going to be, around the release of the game, the John Deere rumors, or there were, and they've always proved false. Your map as well as the USA. We believe, Kai, full speculation mode engaged. We believe the European map is going to be Italian, and that there's actually going to be another new crop. We believe there's going to be potentially some sort of vineyard introduced into the game, where it's going to be possibly grapes, obviously, with a vineyard, or olives, something like that. Oats is confirmed, Reese. Oats is in the game. That was in the press release today. There's no guarantees that there won't be more crops added, which is why we still got the speculation that there could be some sort of vineyard. Apparently in the trailer there was a vineyard visible of some description. What John Deere's do you think will be in the game? 7R, 8R, maybe 6R as well. I kind of hope that if there's vineyards you get like a 1000 series Deere, something a lot smaller. Maybe, and this is me going all out kind of left field, maybe a John Deere 0 turn more. That'd be kind of nice. What about seasons? That we don't know. Grand information. Adam, I've been through this many times. I'll go through this real quick why FarmSim doesn't have deformable terrain, dynamic terrain. And I'm sorry to those of you who've heard this little speech, rant, whatever you want to call it before. But it needs to be done, because every time somebody asks about it, it has to be explained that deformable terrain, as things stand, could very easily be done in FarmSim, yes. I'm not going to say, oh no, it's impossible, it can't be done, it's an unrealistic thing to ask for. You know, it can be done. I can think of 4 or 5 different ways that it can be done. But why isn't it done then, if it could easily be done? And the answer is... after this short commercial break, Dalton livestream! Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. The answer is, why it's not in FarmSim, but very easily could be, it's really, 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 really difficult to optimize dynamic terrain. Like, as things stand, FarmSim has a lot of stuff that it needs to remember at all times. It has to remember what crop is where and what growth stage it's in, as well as what fertilizer state it's in, how fed the animals are, what they're fed with, how much manure they have, how much slurry they've produced, how much milk the cows have produced, how much the animals have thrown out of their pens, how much wool the sheep have produced, how much crop is in storage. Have you got windrows anywhere? What, you know, what? How does MudRunner do it? Very easily. It's all client-side. It's just remembering where your terrain has deformed. But with FarmSim, it becomes a lot more difficult because FarmSim, with MudRunner, it only has to remember where is your vehicle, where has it been, and how heavy is it, and how deep are the ruts that's created. With FarmSim, it's got to remember all the crop states, all the field states, what's cultivated, ploughed, seeded, fertilized, what's grass, what's not grass, what, you know, it's got so much to remember that throwing dynamic terrain, deformable terrain on top of that is just another layer of things that would be just as complicated as everything currently in the game to remember. And Giants are experimenting with it to see if they can get it to work in an optimized manner, but unless you want FarmSim running at most 15 frames per second, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And yeah, the MudRunner clip distance is really low. Also, Mr. BulletBill, you were wrong about the auger wagon, apparently. You already just... Eddie, why are you in Blender? I am nervous with Eddie in Blender. It means he's trying to make something and things are about to go wrong. I've forgotten what the forage wagon is now. Could somebody who corrected me, like, correct the... like, put in what the actual forage wagon in that picture was? Or not the forage wagon, the auger wagon. Auger wagon, that's the one. Who let Eddie download Blender? How am I today? Shocked, still. As much as I, by last night, had expected John Deere, at the same time I was still very skeptical that it would actually happen. Until it happened. And I'm so glad that I wasn't recording my reaction or live streaming it, which would have been a lot worse, because my initial reaction was not family friendly. John Deere! Hello, hard worker. Hello, Matt. My initial reaction on seeing John Deere was not family friendly. It was let's see, how can I phrase this in a family friendly way? Reverential feces. Yeah, I think that's a good way of phrasing that, family friendly. Worshipable feces. What if yeah, that's now the joke, is what if they only got the license to the 8400R and it's just the one tractor from John Deere, just to troll everyone. They've always almost said some bad words. I didn't watch any of the reactions. I didn't record my live reaction because I just wanted to kind of take it in for myself, and when I take stuff in for myself, I do it silently, for the most part. Sometimes I will pipe up and dance and do a little jig, but for For the most part, when I'm taking stuff in for myself, especially if it's videos, I will just sit there silently watching and judging, as I do all the time. And that's what I did with the trailer, except for when the green arrived. And, yeah. What other John Deere equipment do you think we'll see? I don't know. I have no idea. Matt guessed it right last night. Last night I went to bed sure there would be John Deere from various stuff that I pulled together over time. Oh, GTM's found the channel mascot. The choice is, well, yeah, it's a coin toss effectively, and I think both sides of that coin were heads, because I still think Claas could be announced at FarmCon. You know, I think it was a rigged coin, where no matter what you guessed, you will be right eventually. Because Farm Sim Giants, they want 19 to be a big one. It is the 10th anniversary of Farm Sim this year. Keep that in mind. So they're going to want the 10th anniversary edition to be big. And while John Deere is big, and Claas would be big, if they were to announce, if they announced Claas today instead, that would still be big news. What if they announced John Deere today and next month at FarmCon say, oh yeah, remember John Deere, we've also got Claas. Yeah, just because we know some people like Claas too, you know, that these other green tractors are in the game too. And that would be me happy, because I much prefer Claas as a tractor and as a colour scheme than John Deere. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big John Deere fan. I'm not overly caring about John Deere in general. I'm delighted that it's coming into the game. I won't not say that I'm happy it's coming into the game, because it's great for console players. Because, like, the thing some people in the PC community forget, and I do this sometimes as well, I'm guilty of this just as much as anybody else, is the console players are limited by what Giants have license to. And with John Deere announced for FS19, it seems, yeah, the wording looks like there might be another brand, maybe two to come. It really... Even, like, the description of their live stream, because they said it was the first brand, hinting that there was at least a second. When's FarmCon? It is in about a month's time. I believe it's the 14th and 15th of July. I'd be very happy if Claas came in, personally. Like, that's me being a bit greedy, I guess. A bit selfish. I want Claas more than John Deere. Yeah, all the leading brands. Now, Claas is a leading brand. It is, I think, third worldwide to John Deere and that's really weird that I've got to unfold that to raise it and lower it. Claas is a leading brand. You know, it's bigger than some of the brands that are in game currently. Yeah, Cattle and Crops is going to be dead if Claas is in fact in Farm Sim. As well as John Deere. I mean, John Deere, I said it to Landy, I'm going to try and PG it up a bit. John Deere is Giants saying, we see you Cattle and Crops, so we raise your class with John Deere. We've got a big nail here, we're putting it in your coffin. If Giants come out of FarmCon and announce Claas, because that's currently one of the big selling points for Cattle and Crops, is that Claas license. If Giants come out at FarmCon with an Axion 900 or something tractor and say, oh yeah, this is also a thing. It's just effectively saying to cattle and crops, hey, remember that nail from last month? We found a nail gun. Claas's 10th biggest. It's still one of the biggest. It is a leading brand worldwide. By any standards. And when cattle and crops are using that as a major marketing thing, and I don't think it's a big secret that the higher-ups and giants are very much annoyed by cattle and crops and actively want to take cattle and crops on. Which way am I going here? I'm going left. Hey, I actually guessed right for once. See ya, VF. Mikhail or Abby? I would love to see Abby in the game by default. I'd love to see Mikhail and Abby in the game by default. Again, pure selfishness, but that would be brilliant. Hello, Hamish. I think I said hello to you already, Hamish. Hello, Blaj. Claas is the leading brand for combines. That I am sure of. Could be Landini. 1174, I don't think it's going to be Landini. As much as I'd love it to be Landini, just to watch people get angry effectively, I don't think it's going to be Landini. A return to more chrono equipment. I'm really hoping for a big M400 series. Like that's... Why did I come this way, by the way? Because field 81 is down by the sheep, which I should have really taken the other turn. I've taken a long way. We're going the scenic route today, guys. Because Dave is an idiot and keeps making wrong turns. You want a Pottinger wagon? There's always going to be stuff that people want that isn't in the game. You're never going to have everything you want in Farm Sim, as much as I'd love if you could. It's just not a possibility. Default balers, forage wagons. I'd like to see a range of balers and forage wagons. Wagons? Yes, wagons. And mowers and trailers. And, you know, we've got a huge range of tractors now with John Deere added to the mix. But we got a very small range of forage harvesters and combines and rakes. With, you know, I'd like to see kind of a mid-size, well, a smaller two-rotor rake. The one that's in game at the moment is very big. I think color selectable wrap will be a thing, Danish. I think that's something the Giants would figure out for the Kuhn DLC and managed to realize that the script should work. And figured out how to work the script for that, because that's how DLCs work, is they're scripted. I think Giants figured that out for the Kuhn DLC, and that's going to be something you'll see going forwards. But I think a bigger range of equipment in general would be nice. A bigger range of everything. You know, a bigger range of tethers, so you can potentially start off with a hay bob, if you really wanted to. Hello, Elite Matthew, the best of the Matthews apparently. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I've got an itchy hand, so I'm scratching my hand with the paddle shifter on my G27. That actually worked. To bring back the same New Holland baler for third time, that's going to be frustrating. Yeah, that would be frustrating. Hello, Tommy. What I'd like to see... Okay, here's my wishes for balers, because we haven't got any confirmations on balers whatsoever yet, other than the 8x8 by 16 foot cotton bales. I want to see a small baler for conventional bales, like what Adam wants. I want to see a standard size baler, like what we got now in the form of the New Holland. And I want to see Hestons. I want to see the full range of bales on show. Now I know there's more than just 3 types of bales you can make. I know CD wants 4x4 foots. I know a lot of people want to see Hestons. I know just as many people want to see conventional bales. I'd love to see conventionals personally. Because right now there's nothing where you can bale in the early game. And I'm thinking about gameplay progression where you can start off with... in FS13, I'm gonna go way back. FS13, once the Classics pack came out, you can start off with ridiculously tiny equipment and work your way up from that, including a conventional square baler. Now, we've had nothing like that since from Giants, so I'd like to see conventional bales make their way back in the form of maybe in New Holland, is it the 34 balers, what New Holland have? Or a John Deere 24T, or something like that, where you can, you know, we can have small conventional square bales instead of the 4,000 litre monstrosities we have now. Horses can be fed, small bales have to be in the game. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a secondary thing. Is I'd like to see the horses be workable. Like, yeah, you can ride them, but I'd like to see you have to care for them too, and maybe like have a stable where you've got to give the horses hay and shred straw bales for bedding and stuff like that. I'm gonna really quick just grab a cup of water, so I'm gonna just time out real quick and play a couple ads. When I get some water for myself. Do I think farms will be... Viable farms will be in, or just another bit of flair for the CGI? That's a coin toss for me. I think being able to buy and sell farms or yards or whatever would be a nice addition to the game in terms of like additional gameplay styles you could do. And a nice challenge as well for more of the early game stuff where, you know, you don't start off with all the fields, or you don't start off with all of the yards and being able to access all the yards straight away. You know, that'd be a really cool little bit of added flair to the game. Do I think it's realistic to want that? Whew, I don't know. I don't know if that's something Giants will want to do. Much like with conventional bales, it might be that Giants feel it's too difficult to do, or too difficult on players or something. But with conventionals, by the way, I want a bale accumulator as well. John Deere Case New Holland, Agco Claas. So the 4th biggest. I was surprisingly close with saying they were 3rd biggest. Something like yard gates won't open until you own the yard. Yeah, or like you can't store anything. You can store vehicles in there, sure, but you'll get fined or something. I don't know how exactly you'd work that, but you know, it'd be nice to have buyable yards in the game. I know a few maps have done kind of the buyable farm idea where they've just had huge field depths covering giant swaths of the map. To kind of give the impression of, hey, you can buy this yard, and it's just been like one giant field, effectively. And I know there's the map buyable object mod where you could buy objects on a map. And like there have been people who've done entire yards with map buyable object. If you look at, I would say they're looking at companies as a whole, because I mean, John Deere, they specifically mentioned that it was a machinery company, not a tractor company. So they're looking at machinery companies, which suddenly brings Claas from 10th or wherever they are in the tractor-only stakes up to 4th. Because Case and New Holland are the same company. Massey Ferguson and Valtra and Fendt and Challenger are the same company. Suddenly, Claas are the 4th biggest company and they're not in farm sim. Might get John Deere forestry equipment too. That'd be nice. John Deere forestry equipment's used in America. That would fulfill my wish of more American logging stuff. It would have me happy, even though I'm not a big John Deere fan, personally, and that's just personal preference. Don't hate on me for it. It's just I prefer Claas. I prefer Massey, New Holland, Case, Valtra even. Lely is Agco. I'd love to see a Lely Welger. Eddie, Google Blender Noob to Pro tutorials, or just Blender Noob to Pro. You should get a 1200 page PDF file explaining everything you need to know about Blender. We may see an exit of Claas from cattle crops to farm sim. No, not an exit, but they'll presumably be. I said to not annoy them, Adam. Annoy them in FS19 all you want. They'll be free to ignore you. Yeah, combines. Claas is the biggest company for combines worldwide. Like, I know in the US that it's mainly like John Deere's and Case and New Holland. Well, Case, I guess New Holland to an extent. But go over to Europe and a huge amount of the combines you'll see will be Lexions. Or the older Megas, or Claas in general. Forage harvesters. You'll normally see a Claas Jaguar if you're in Europe. You'll occasionally see a John Deere, you'll occasionally see a Big X. But definitely in Ireland, it's overwhelmingly Jaguars. So there's a lot that would... Is Claas American? I think it's German. I want to say it's German. And Claas is trying to break into the American market as well. So them being in Farm Sim would actually be good for them, because with them trying to break the American market, they're going to want to be in as many things as they can, have as many promotional materials in the US as possible, and being in Farm Sim is now effectively... Farm Sim is just a promotional game now for the tractor brands. Claas being in is, in my eyes, a no-brainer. There's a big blue line across the screen. What have you done, Eddie? Claas is German. Hey! A lot of Claas Dominators. I usually see Lexion. Well, I usually actually see New Holland TC CR10 actually around here, but there's a lot of Dominators, a lot of Lexions too. In terms of foragers, it's usually a Jaguar. That's the one I'd see most commonly, is a Claas Jaguar 840. I think RainbowDave is bought out by Claas. Yes, and Claas are now using Mercedes engines. Interestingly, so maybe the engine would have to be kind of modified for Farm Sim bit, and debranded if there's any Mercedes logos anywhere. Will Giants have ads that say come to our game? No, they'll go direct to Claas. At this point, they're the only major brand that's missing. They'll go direct to Claas and say, we've got this farming game. You might have heard of it. You probably have. brands currently in there. Claas are using John Deere engines. Oh, they were using Mercedes for a while. But the fact they're using John Deere engines, that's kind of... You know, John Deere might talk to Claas and say, hey, you know this farm sim thing? We're in it now. And, look at the reactions to us being announced. I was talking about the bale sizes earlier, CD. I want to see conventionals. I want to see Hestons. Maybe some of the middling sizes, not so much. Just because otherwise you'd have a trillion balers. But variations in bale sizes would be nice for FS19 for sure. Is about a white Valtra S series. Yeah, I mean, I think the combines still use Mercedes. You want to see David Brown? That's unlikely to happen. I don't think Case New Holland will allow David Brown to be in game. Mainly because it's a defunct brand. They're not trying to sell anything, you know, with the David Brown logo on it, with the David Brown anything on it. It's the same reason the Giants don't tend to get many classic tractors in Farm Sim. Is the companies just don't want to sell them. They're not selling them anymore. They're not trying to sell them. They don't see the point in putting the older stuff into game, even though it's kind of showing off the history. Now, the interesting thing is, there could be a few John Deere's in, because while Farm Sim are celebrating 100 years of Farm Sim, John Deere are celebrating 100 years of Farm Sim, 10 years of Farm Sim, from FS08 to FS19. John Deere is celebrating about 100 years of making machinery. Now, they did start off with plows, but they're celebrating, you know, around now their centenary. So you might see a bit of John Deere history on the go in Farm Sim. Hello, Polar Bear. How are you doing today? 100 years of tractor. Was it 100 years of John Deere tractors? You want the New Holland 11090? That could be possible. Farm Sim 1908. The argument for classics is brand value. Yeah, I mean, that's the argument the Giants should be pushing for classics is, you know, you talk about the history of your brand. Do you not want to show it off in our game? Do you not want to openly have people play and use your classics and see them in action and see your history for themselves? Can you drop a link? Links are disabled in chat Danish. It's only mods can throw links into chat. If you want to join the Discord, by the way, you can. And there's a links room there for that. If you want to like the stream, please do so. We're aiming at... I usually say 50. Let's aim for 100 likes. There's 73 people here now. We can get close to 100 straight away if you all like right now. And if you're very much enjoying and you want to see more from me, I don't use many John Deeres, but I'll try and use them a bit more in the run up to 19. And I will almost definitely have I'll have as much news as I can get my hands on for FS19. As soon as I can get my hands on it. Feel free to subscribe for more Farm Sim, more news, and more just interesting things. I'm going to do some more ETS2, I've decided. Maybe a bit of ATS for videos as well. Got some interesting series. Well, I've got an interesting series on the go. Cobra Park Farm. Done somewhat realistically. I am making kind of weird little exceptions for the game, but role played. So if you like role play, maybe drop a sub and check out the Cobra series. I'm planning on maybe getting another video for that done this week. It's usually once every couple of weeks, once every 2 weeks I do that. But courtesy of like several different breaks coming at once, I've not really done one in a while, so I might do a second one this week, just to kind of get that going again. He is mobile tonight. Very nice, Bill. Have I seen the new trailer for FS19? JC Trucking VTC. Click on... You see down there below the video? You see where it says RainbowDave Gaming? Just click on my name and look at the latest 2 videos that I've put out. Not only have I seen the trailer, I've analysed the trailer. I've broken it down a bit. People have been bringing it down since I did my video on it, so there's even more information out there now. More detailed breakdowns than even I did. Hope I hope the classics for mods and even Matt's DLC will kind of let companies know people want to use older stuff as well. You know, it's great that we can see all the new shiny things, but I want to see older stuff. Claas literally make everything. They make balers, rowers, headers, combines, foragers, tractors, mowers. What else do Claas make? You know, you got forage wagons, forage harvesters, trailers. There's a lot going on with Claas. There's a lot they could bring to the table. The question is, will they be at the table come October, probably 30th? That's my guess for the release date of FS19. Will they be at that table? My thoughts right now are probably. Giants are going all out for this game. The fact that John Deere, the impossible brand, is in the game shows that Giants are going all out. They're not... They're pulling out all the stops this time around. There's no excuses. It's being done. They're doing everything they can. Yeah. But wouldn't today be a good day to show off an American map as shown in the FS19 trailer with John Deere tractors as shown in the FS19 trailer? I know Dagon was there watching. Yeah, everybody who was anybody in Farm Sim, and like in Europe anyway, was there. I saw Virtual Farmer. I saw the squad was in there for a bit last night. Blandy Kid wasn't there because he was asleep. He's in Canada at the moment. Daggerone was there. I saw a lot of German channels that had the verified tick. Yeah, anybody who's anybody in Farm Sim was there. Brad M73 was there. It was like 6 in the morning for him, so he's insane for actually being awake that early, watching live. I was there, obviously. I don't know if Simulate was there. He was out last night, so he was probably very hungover. Matt's been sent off to the YouTubers. I know Landy told me. I had a quick chat with him. Black Sheep was there, yeah. I had a quick chat with him after his video went up today. We were kind of looking into the various different things and doing our own little analysis and thought gathering process, and kind of reveling in the disbelief that it happened. And I still don't believe that it happened. I'm still struggling to take it in that, you know, John Deere is in Farm Sim now, or will be in Farm Sim. 5 AM for milking in Ireland. That's usually my bedtime. In fact, I didn't go to bed last night until 4 AM and I was up at 10, so I did well to actually make it to the live stream this morning. Because I was watching the Sony press conference, which the only thing that it taught me is Sony are terrible at pacing. Good lord. Wake up, Dave, you're dreaming. I wouldn't be so... Well, no, I'm definitely not dreaming because my throat hurts. Because I just... Oh my god. That's why I've got a 5 litre... I genuinely have a 5 litre drum of water sat on my floor for streaming, effectively. And I've been using the same cup for my water for like a month. That's maybe not hygienic, but it works. 5 AM to wake up to go to school. No, 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 no. 5 AM is bedtime. 5 AM is sleepy hour. Even when I'm waking up early, it's like 5 AM. Oh, I go back to sleep. There's nothing to do at 5 AM. I was screaming when I saw the deer. More from just shock. And the fact that I'm kind of talking a bit louder for some reason of late in the streams. It's just like... As much as I said yesterday, don't be surprised if it's John Deere. And I said to people today, don't be surprised if it's John Deere. Do not be surprised. Everybody's surprised because... it, you know, up until 6 months ago, and the hype cycle really kind of started for FS19, up until recently, it was the brand that would never happen. You know, there were 1,000,001 reasons why John Deere would never be in Farm Sim, 1,000,001 reasons why John Deere and Giants just wouldn't get on the same page, 1,000,001 reasons why it was impossible. And through what I can only assume is sheer force of will of the Farm Sim community, the impossible was made possible by you guys. All of you, all the console players who've been shouting at Giants for the last 2 years. And shouting at John Deere for the past 10 years. All the PC guys who just wanted some good John Deeres, and I'm one of them. I just wanted good John Deeres, and there's some good ones, but Giants making them is going to make it so much better. No disrespect to modders, by the way. Could they bring out? No, FS Legend, no. The John Deere license, just FYI, begins the day... The moral of this is nothing works. With major companies, yes, because they want money. With individuals, not so much. But you give a major company enough hassle and enough annoyance that they say, hang on, there's hundreds, thousands of people who want this to happen. And it's a really good PR opportunity for us. It's gonna happen. It's like Square Enix re-releasing Final Fantasy VII, and that better be on PC. The Final Fantasy VII remake better be on PC, else I will be very annoyed. Hello, Claytor, the destroyer of the worlds. Sometimes, especially with major companies, you ask enough, you might just get it. You know, people say, oh, be careful what you wish for. Wish for what you actually want. Be careful, but if you want something, ask. Chance your arm. You never know what's going to happen. Hello, EJ. John Deere is in the game. Who paid who? John Deere paid Giants, or Giants paid John Deere? I believe... I believe the way that those licenses work is Giants pay John Deere a certain amount, because it's a licensing agreement, John Deere granting their license to Giants. So John Deere are making money from this, and they get what will effectively be a ginormous marketing team in the form of every single person on YouTube who does farm sim videos. Because what are we all talking about today? What is every single YouTuber who does farm sim videos talking about today? John Deere. What's everybody in the farm sim community talking about today? John Deere. John Deere have got the biggest marketing boom they've ever had. And I know they're still the biggest company in agriculture, but in terms of just sheer numbers of people talking about them, I mean, that's... It's something money can't buy. YouTube will be covered in green. Everybody's going to use John Deere's today. Even me, who doesn't like John Deere's, I'm using one. Reese, if there's a deal done with Claas, it'll already be done. If there's not a deal done with Claas for FS19, they will not be an FS19 at this point. Yeah, this is what John Deere should have done initially, like, for FS17, was get in on this bandwagon. Because there are thousands of people on YouTube who do the same thing that I do, make farm sim videos. And there's hundreds of thousands of young kids who play farm sim, who are growing up on farms, who are farmers of the future and seeing John Deere's. And up until now, especially on console, it was Case, it was New Holland, it was Massey, it was Fendt, it was Walter, it was everybody that John Deere's trying to outsell. I'm never ready for those comments, Barn Lodge. Hello, GD. What do you think of the news? I don't need to specify which news. What do you think of the news? Because I actually got a complaint on one of my videos about everybody else on YouTube, by the way. On the breakdown video. Apparently everybody else was just shouting the word exciting a lot. And I was kind of trying to break down the... yeah, it's free marketing, effectively. You know, hey, do you want this put into a game because, you know, it's got X million sales, however many million sales, so many young people who are in agriculture play it, so many people who want to get into agriculture play it, so many people who are interested in agriculture play it. I'm going to stop using the Deere now because I need to use the International for the baler. Sorry, like, it's fine, Frank. We've been having a pretty hopping stream talking about FS19 and John Deere. I genuinely thought it is more for consoles, and while I'm not overly thrilled and kind of, I'll be honest, I don't care one way or another about John Deere. I'm more of a Case New Holland fan, more of a, you know, Case New Holland, Massey, Valtra kind of person. That's just me, my own personal preferences. It's swapped for the 240, Blash. 240's gone. 1630 is in. No Irish agriculture companies are going to deny you the right to make their product. In theory, yeah, I mean, they're going to want the free advertising. Up 6 hours are in. I hope it is a decent range of Deeres. Didn't we get 4 new major companies in FS17? Just the one. As strange as it sounds, with Massey Ferguson and Valtra and Fendt all coming in at the same time. It was just the one company coming in. It was Agco. That was the one company that came into FS17. Now there's hints being laid that there's another major announcement to be made yet. Yeah, they got that Keenan self-drive feeder is amazingly huge. You made the same swap. The 240 was godless. I like the 240. I just wanted to get the Deere in. I wasn't going to get rid of the 135 just yet. I love the 135 too much. Yes, an Elmer's chaser bin, but that's not kind of big news. Giants are kind of teeing up for another major announcement, I think. Expect something at FarmCon. And this is all speculation based on nothing at all. But I get the distinct feeling that we're not done with big brands coming in yet. I get the distinct feeling that Giants aren't finished with us quite yet. with the shocks. And like Dusty Dave said, like it would make sense for Claas to be announced at FarmCon. They're granted a secondary brand to John Deere in terms of like importance to farm sim and worldwide attention, major attention. But they're still a major brand. It's still a major announcement, and you know it won't be lost on the farm sim community that Claas would be in as well. That'd be huge. Where is FarmCon? It's in Germany, somewhere in Germany. I can't remember where exactly. And it's in about a month's time. That was a really good trailer. I liked the trailer. I think the CGI guys did a really good job. The CGI company they hired. Because like that John Deere looked real. That was photorealistic at its very best. And even the pictures in game that they released alongside it, the screenshots, they looked really good. And they more or less confirm from just looking at them that FS19 will have DirectX 11. How's it going? It's going good, Jack. Still kind of getting over the shock of John Deere. Why not windrow it up? Because I tried, Hamish, and it just doesn't fit. Jack, thank you for, oh good lord, thank you very much for the £4.99 in Super Chat. That is astonishingly generous of you. That is very generous indeed. Very much appreciated. The reason I'm not windrowing this, by the way, is because I've got a hay bob as the windrower. I've got CD's hay bob as the windrower, and it can windrow one row at a time, so it would be basically the same size. Chicken biscuits is gone. Like to see where the European map's based. I've been hearing Italy. I've been hearing Italy and or France. Now there is a slim chance it could be both, because it could be on the Italian-French border, which would be kind of cool in a way. It'd be cool to have a map based in two countries at once, like a borders map. That's not something that's really been done. Can someone put a link in for the screenshots of John Deere? Hang on, I'll do a quick thing for you guys. Image, JD, browse, pictures, that, and this is the screenshot I like the most of the two. Is this one? Because you can see the what I believe are DirectX features there. The realistic chrome here. You guys can't see what I'm pointing at. The realistic chrome on the A bar at the front. The reflections that may or may not be in-game reflections along the trailer itself. Just everything looking so very, very, very nice. And beautiful, and really, like, a lot better than anything we've seen in FS17. Even the stickers on the trailer and on the tractor, you can see them in such detail. It's amazing. Like, that's a huge step up in terms of Giants game alone. Just looking at it just in terms of the modelling that Giants have done. It's a huge step forward. It's miles ahead of what Giants have done in the past. In terms of detailing, Southeast Missouri, Mississippi, it could just be another generic American map. System requirements, Titanx. SFG, would it surprise you if I said I don't expect the system requirements for 19 to be much higher than 17? Front link looks funny. Let me just bring that up again. It does actually, doesn't it? It looks like the front link is actually like modelled into the weight that would occasion, like the optional weight that would be there. Giants hit at a 6R on Twitter. Might want to take a look. I'll take a look after the stream, Luke. It wouldn't at all surprise me if there was a 6R as well. But I do know that Giant's aim is to... It's going to sell millions for the simple fact of John Deere. It's going to sell millions for the simple fact of Farm Sim. It's a real 6R in the booth with them. Ah! I did not know that. I've not seen anything from E3 from them yet. So, like, of course the show floor is open. Nintendo started at 9 AM. LA time, which was 5 PM for me. By the way, did anybody catch the Nintendo thingy from E3? Because I wasn't going to watch it because I'm kind of busy, you know, streaming. Did anybody see the Nintendo Direct from E3? Or the E3 Nintendo Direct? Was there anything of interest there at all? Was there enough to beat like Microsoft in terms of like amazing stuff that was being shown off? Is my main question. And maybe Ubisoft in terms of just the sheer fun factor of the thing. John Deere or not, Farm Sim sells millions. What is this song? This is Approaching Nirvana's Witness, the instrumental version. It's yeah, down over there at the bottom of the screen. You'll see it just kind of scrolling it along. Instrumental version of Witness by Approaching Nirvana, who are a fantastic band and I love them. Didn't watch Don't Care from Nintendo. Neither do I, but sometimes they got some cool stuff. I mean, I've got to hand them the crown of King of the Handhelds, because the Nintendo Switch is a much bigger success than I'd ever expected. Can I explain the new series? Which one? Insanity, Sandy Bay Challenge, or Cobra Realistic? I'm guessing you mean Insanity because that's what we're doing today. This is, simply put, this is the simplest way I can... There's mud on the tires of the John Deere. That's just generic dirt that happens now, David. You know, it'd be nice if there was some sort of ground response. They might put ground response in by default, I guess. So this is the Insanity series. This is the most difficult set of rules I could think up for Farm Sim. You'll notice I'm baling silage. It will be silage. Making grass bales right now. With very small equipment. This is the most powerful tractor I have. It has 75 horsepower. The aim of this series is to make money, obviously. And to upgrade vehicles and tractors and expand. But right now the aim is to make over 300... Why didn't I rake the grass? Okay, I'm just gonna zip over, break the rules slightly. I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna zip over to the main yard here and show you my windrower. Because this is my windrower, and I tried windrowing with it. I tried raking up the grass with it. It basically rakes one row at a time, which wouldn't make much of a difference. Like, I tried it at the very start of that field. It was basically faster for me to just direct bale. So as slow as it is direct baling, this is actually the faster way of doing it. And I can't really swap out the windrower for something else. I guess I could. Saying it's basically non-functional. I'll possibly swap it out for a belt rake, the SIP belt rake. After this, well, after this stream, before the next stream, I'll do a straight swap. Because I do actually kind of want a functional windrower. CGI the bales were not rolling through the field, so maybe they're available physics. Maybe. You never know. You never know what's going to happen now. The CGI's opened up a whole world of new things potentially happening. And a whole world of stuff that was just in the CGI for the sake of being in the CGI. Like, I remember with FS17, everybody thought there was going to be a bus stop. And there was never a bus stop. Well, there were bus stops, but everybody thought that meant there were going to be buses. There were never buses. Farm sim and you got normal rows, you use the hay bob over to Ted, you roll at the same time. Yeah, that's what the hay bob does. And I'm gonna get like a small... John, let's do this now because I just realized what I could do. So that's money cheap because we're doing a straight swap. Let's swap. Windrower, this can go away. And do I have the Zip Belt Drake activated at the moment? Actually, being Misk. I do. Let's do a straight swap now, and we'll just get to the end of this roundy, and you know what? We'll just stop here like that. We'll get back on the deer. We'll get back on the deer. We'll get back on the deer. Do I like hurling? I don't particularly care for any sports, if I'm being completely honest. The only sports I really care about are motorsports. So this coming weekend, I'll be watching for the majority of it, Le Mans, 24 de Mans, at the Circuit de South in Le Mans, France. Which, by the way, if you play GeoGuessr, you can do like racetracks of the world. Every time I get something from Le Mans, I get it to within a few meters. It's brilliant. Same with Monza, same with the Circuit de Villeneuve. Use 135 with it, please. But it's John Deere Day, Blash! It's John Deere Day! John Deere! Do I have a favourite car number this year? I'm gonna go with the number 1 Rebellion. Either that or the 97 Aston. I think it's the 97 that Nicky Team's driving. Whichever Aston Nicky Team's driving, because I love Nicky Team. Or basically any of the non-hybrid LMP1 cars. Was it the 95 Aston? I thought it was the 97. Hello, Julian. Let's get our deer down to the shop. I talk about motorsports and people start leaving. Don't worry, I won't be talking about motorsports. I don't do motorsports. When's the MotoGP on? I have no idea. I don't really follow MotoGP anymore. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I am doing very good indeed. I am very shocked. Did I see? I didn't see the Aston promo video. Very shocked at John Deere today. Very shocked. In a good way. It's not like, oh my god, John Deere, no. It's like, oh my god. That... I'm sorry, Blash. I'll use the 135 a lot next time. But today's the day where John Deere gets views. And this is the deer that fits in with the challenge, so I'm kind of happy with it. But you saw the yellow rims on the trailer, and I didn't actually notice the shape of the tractor when it was like from overhead. I didn't notice there was clearly a John Deere until afterwards. RainbowDave DNF John Deere will be on 4. Yes, yes, yes it will. It will be on PS4 and Xbox One and PC. And according to, was it somebody at the EA conference? PS. Just PS. Because they somehow got confused about PC and invented a new console called the PS. Should have been left in FS13. What should have been left in FS13? This John Deere. This was never in 13, Glengar. This was in FS11. Pretty much, GD. This is John Deere Day. This is the day where YouTube turns green, regardless of whether or not we actually like John Deere. I'm not the biggest fan, but yeah, I'll deal with it. It's my problem, not yours. Your guys'. Yeah, it is a problem I must deal with, not you. Also, I do like the fact this John Deere goes exactly 30 kilometers an hour, which is the exact same speed as the in-game traffic in the town. But yeah, Claas will be spoiled. Absolutely, Barn Lodge. Oh my god, would that be spoiling us? Just so much. So annoying when everybody calls you an American John Deere fanboy. Well, ooh, yeah, I forgot to turn off money cheat. Thank you, Stu. Is there a blacklist for words? Yes. Consoles in it as our Xbox and PS4. I was gonna say, Will, you might want to just look at your name for a second before complaining about being called a John Deere fanboy, especially seeing as your picture is a John Deere. Usually people usually people who have pictures of tractors are fanboys of that brand. Like Massey Fergie Boy is a Massey fanboy. Ford 7000 Man is a Ford fanboy. It's just like 2 and 2 equals 4 in there. Fallout 76. I was interested in it until I heard today that it's only online, and there is no single player, and there are no NPCs, and there is no interest for me in that game anymore. Better change your pixel. It's just usually what happens. I'm not saying it's like a 100% guaranteed thing, but it's kind of more often than not. You'll find that they'll insist on you using only the one brand ever. It's almost definitely why. Like, when I see John Deere pictures, I usually think, oh god, it's a John Deere fanboy. I'm gonna have to deal with this now for the next 20 minutes of, please use a John Deere. This is John Deere. She uses John Deere. What's my reasoning behind not streaming on Twitch? My channel will grow a lot faster. It would, except I'm not allowed to dual stream. Too heavy. Bonk. There we go. So for those of you that don't know, I do have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RainbowDave. And the reason that I don't dual stream is because I'm a Twitch affiliate, which part of the affiliate agreement, which is pretty much public, I can talk about this kind of a bit, is that you can't stream elsewhere while streaming on Twitch. You can stream to YouTube and to Twitch, but you cannot stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Use Muscles mode. Not allowed to! It's part of the rules I'm running under, Liam. As much as I'd love to use Muscles mode. What do you remember about dual stream? Streaming to, like, YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I could, in theory, stream on Mixer. Like, if I really wanted to, I could dual stream to Mixer. And that would be fine. Sub damage isn't a thing for FS19. Yeah, we can hope. Otherwise, the game will suddenly be unplayable for me. There we go. Let's just bring this out a bit more because I screwed up. VF dual streams, Landykid dual streams. Neither of those are Twitch affiliates, though. They learned from my mistake of accepting it. Because I told them what the contract entails with Twitch affiliation. What next? Toyota's going to be in Farm Sim 19 or more 4x4s. I don't think they'll get a brand in for the pickups. I don't think they'll get a pickup specific brand in. I think they'll just stay as Lizard forever. Unless they go... Here's the thing, will John Deere Gators be in FS19? Because they'd be a really nice runaround for just dealing with stuff and maybe moving a assuming like Farmer Andy or somebody makes a toolbox mod again, for like customization on the go, or with if there's a season system in for repairs and seasons and maintenance and stuff like that. That'd be fantastic for those kind of things, and even maybe doing a bit of small scale forestry. Because now that Gators and Kawasaki Muse, Kawasaki won't come in. That's going to be way too expensive. But like the John Deere Gator, that's something that you would see on a farm. It's made for farming, and it would be very useful, I think. What's the problem of bringing my people to Twitch instead of YouTube? My audience is here, Dark. If I went to YouTube tomorrow, I would lose 75% of my viewers and 100% of the ad revenue I make from streams. So the oh, you'd make more money argument kind of falls flat when you realize, no, I make not much, but I make a reasonable amount on YouTube. I'm not allowed to say exactly how much, but I make enough to buy. I'll be able to. I can phrase it like this. I make enough to buy one AAA game every month or two, and have a tiny bit left over. How do you make money on Twitch? Asking for donations, which granted I do here, and subscriptions, Twitch subscriptions, and there's like a game thing where you can buy games through Twitch or something and make money that way. And if you're a Twitch partner, you get ad revenue as well. But I do plan on doing a bit more Twitch. I'm starting to get up early again. And I plan on doing Twitch streams more in the morning-y times. When I've got time to spare. And I can stream over on Twitch, do some... probably like iRacing or something, just chill out games, maybe some flight sim, some air hauler or something. And just chill out over on Twitch. Just enjoy my free time with you guys and do that kind of stuff, and then have the serious streams in the evening times on YouTube. And as unserious as I am, these are what I'd call the serious streams where I'm actually making money. This is a bit more professional. I'm a lot more family friendly here. Twitch, I'll just say what I want when I want to say it. It's surprising that people don't like using Twitch. The thing is like, I don't mind Twitch. I think Twitch chat is better. I find the video quality for the same bitrate on Twitch is a lot better. It's a lot lower than you thought. Look up Social Blade. Look up my channel on Social Blade. That will give you an artificially high number. That'll give you an idea of what I make. Although it's artificially high, I've actually got my Social Blade tuned to actual ad revenue figures, which I'm not allowed to give out, but I'm using my own ad revenue figures so that I can kind of compare and contrast my channel and others with income in a realistic manner. And I actually need to update my Social Blade numbers soon. But it's not a lot. You don't like Twitch chat? I do! I really like Twitch chat. I like the fact you can go into theater mode and it makes everything wider and nicer and prettifies the site a bit. I think it's a better user experience than YouTube. Well, YouTube gaming is a lot closer to Twitch than YouTube. And I much prefer the YouTube gaming UI. In fact, I will actively put streams into YouTube gaming, even if there's like no, oh, try YouTube gaming now. If there's no link like that, I will just actively just swap the URL to gaming.youtube.com instead of www.youtube.com. Which, if you didn't know you could do that, there you go. You can do that with any stream ever. You can go into cinema mode on YouTube, but that brings the chat way down to the bottom, and I don't like that. YouTube gaming, you can go into the theater mode as well, and it has the chat still at the side. It's just the player increases size. YouTube itself is still set up for videos. That people can make money off subs is a game changer. For now, but Amazon's really kind of doing a YouTube. Amazon's going the same way as YouTube, so maybe kind of... I'm gonna just leave this here. Did I leave the... Oh, I'm not gonna leave it here. Let's go windrow some more, I guess. Because we got that field now ready to bale properly. We head up to the cows, windrow field 30 up there, and then windrow field 81 over at the sheep, as my voice cracks. But we don't have much longer left. I'm just gonna really quickly tab out and do this and that, because I'm kind of curious. And that, and that. Here we go. Quick reminder that if you are enjoying the stream, to hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and join the Discord. We have community chats on there pretty consistently, just about whatever. I'll create temporary rooms for various things. There's a motor racing room because I like motor racing. If you didn't get that from the motor racing chat earlier. You can follow me on Twitter as well. That's where I'll post random thoughts occasionally. It's not Microsoft or Minecraft or other takeovers. It's exactly like Google and YouTube. It's identical. See you, Hamish. I got distracted by my phone. Don't text and drive, kids. Simulate is awake. I can confirm that Simulate is awake. I don't know if he's... I gotta check my Facebook. Hang on. I want to see if he's seen the... Oh, nuts. That didn't help. Right, we're gonna tab over to this thing. I know we're not supposed to tab, but we're gonna tab. We get... Oh, it's gonna be such a... Oh, screw it, I'm just gonna reset the John Deere. I'm gonna reset the 1350 because it's gonna be easier. I'm gonna reset everything because it's just gonna be easier than going a million miles with the... Oh my god, look at how close it came to getting there. But we're gonna have to start at the main yard and go up from there. I said 1650, I meant 1630. Oh, why did that fall over? Remove €100 for tow truck fee. I might actually do that. I need to flip the SIP. So now we'll do this a bit more legit and get the load all in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap attachments on the load all. Because we will be needing the bale fork soon, and we'll be needing the bale grab. Do I have a bale grab? I have a bale grab. Let's put the pallet fork on. We'll be needing that next. Research should cost money. Yeah, I might see if I can find a money cheat where I can, like, take away money as well. GD, there's a reason damage mods tend to be a bit wonky, because FarmSim likes doing weird things with mods. There was a damage mod for 15 where if you attached something to your tractor, it would quite regularly just cause like a certain percentage of that was skill. It would regularly cause just a random percentage of damage. That was pure skill. Don't have server commands. No, this is single player. Go to the XML and take it out. Yeah, I will do. After the stream. That was pure skill to flip the sip back up. Pure 100% unadulterated RainbowDave skill. No, like GS cheat money. No, I don't have that. They're not available in single player. I don't think. Nope. I have creator tools, yes, but that only gives me extra money. You must have a mod that puts in. It's a mod. Could you PM me a link to it on Discord, Pizza? Because I'll install that, and then that'll be pretty sweet and sorted, so that I can punish myself even more on this save game. This little deer is actually quite nice. This is the first time I've used it. Just add another picture of their booth on Twitter. Let's get Twitter open on my phone so that I can look. If somebody PMs it to me on Discord, I'll be fine. Or Twitter or Facebook or whatever's easiest for you. You join me! No, this is single player. Where's Twitter? I definitely shouldn't be texting or trying to check Twitter and driving, considering last time this ended up upside down, but we'll go. We'll go and try and find it. Thank you, Pizza, I saw the notification. Twitter. I'm not good with modern technology, by the way. Desperately trying to find the FarmSim page and failing miserably. Oh wow, that's amazing. That 6R on the Giants booth looks amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, guys, go check out Giants' Twitter. It's at Farming Simulator. GSM, don't ever use that command. it wonks your screen something horrible. It just starts randomly zooming in and out. CT cheat money. Let's try this. CT cheat money. Oh! Flash, thank you! Okay, we've got our towing fee done. I didn't know that was a thing! So every time I need to reset, we'll have minus 100. It should actually be minus 200. So let's just do that again. Every item I need to reset, it will be 100 taken away from the money. To discourage resetting. They say John Deere looks good. Yes, it looks amazing on the stand. I never said John Deere's were ugly. I said I don't like them. There's a big difference. So let's get this in and around to the field. And... woo. But if it's bigger equipment... well... I won't have bigger equipment for a long time, Pizza, so it's going to be 100 a pop for now. Yeah, when the equipment gets bigger, I will increase the cost as time goes along. Like, if it's a... we'll say a quad truck that gets took, that'll be 1,000. But now I know the CT cheat money command exists, that's going to be super useful. How come I got a John Deere now? Why not, Matty? It's John Deere Day, after all. John Deere Appreciation Day across the farm sim community. YouTube is turning green for the day. All these rules and fines, am I into some sort of masochism? Well, no, but this is the Insanity series, where the game is made as difficult as is humanly possible, and potentially unplayably. So the point is where I can make the game more difficult and introduce something that's going to make my life hell, I'm going to do it. Does that mean 6 hours will be in the game? Presumably the boy up the road from Jim's house. Presumably so. I'm still surprised that Giants never released the Fent Ideal for FS15. Or FS17 even. FS15. Because that could have been a free mod and that would have been amazing. Love that. That is my favourite name in all of YouTube, I swear. It's so wonderfully silly. You'd love a good 6 hour... I think everybody would. Like, the big problem I have with John Deere mods is that most of them are crap. I think their sales increase. I think Farm Sim sales will increase, but that's just a year-on-year thing that's been happening. Whether John Deere influences that or not, it will be impossible to tell. It'll obviously have some sort of, like, it'll benefit them, for sure. But, Farm Sim sales have been just skyrocketing. They'll outsell Call of Duty again. Of that I am fairly certain. There was Vent 211 Vario last year on the stand, it's not in the game. Ah, okay. Hello Jamie, how are you doing today? Excited, confused, shocked, amazed, delighted, terrified, furious that it's not Claas or Kubota, sad that it's not McCormick. These are all feelings you could have. But for everybody who's been asking for John Deere for all these years, at every game cycle, those rumors were there. I just thought I'm gonna be kind of sad as we get closer to FS19 because the John Deere rumors just won't exist. That's always been a nice little tradition, is the John Deere rumors get sillier and sillier as time goes on and people get more and more desperate. That won't happen this time around. So I'm gonna kind of miss the increasingly desperate John Deere rumors. And I'm gonna miss everybody saying, my uncle works for Giants, and he said John Deere will be in the game. No more John Deere clickbait! It's the end of the John Deere rumor era. No more posts on FSUK asking when will John Deere be in Farm Sim? Or silly rumors of like, I saw this green thing once and it told me that John Deere would be in Farm Sim. It was like, this is what will happen when Half-Life 3 finally, if it ever does release, if it comes out. This is what it will be like. It'll be Claas. It won't be Claas to the same extent as John Deere though. And I'm gonna miss that. You know, this is the Half-Life 3 release in terms of like, the John Deere jokes will end. There won't be John Deere jokes for Farm Sim anymore. You know, you won't need to turn a Valtra into a fake John Deere. You won't need to do any of that stuff. All the rumors and fun and jokes that were John Deere related, apart from the fires, they're gone. In Farm Sim terms, it's like Half-Life 3 release. And then you have Rob, who just isn't connected with reality whatsoever. Why are you unhappy, Rob, that the biggest brand in agricultural machinery is in Farm Sim? How heavily promoted will John Deere be in FS19? They'll be the cover star. It's a sad and a happy day. I'm gonna miss the increasingly desperate rumors and, you know, people being annoyed that John Deere's not in the game, and the rage and the anger and the questions of why are John Deere mods not in the game. You'll tell us later. You'll tell me later on. I mean, I can't understand a single reason why anybody would be annoyed about John Deere being in the game. I'm not a John Deere fan at all. I don't like John Deere. Personal preference. Don't kill me, please. But for the sake of the console players and people who want good quality John Deeres, and I do want good quality John Deeres, I am absolutely thrilled that John Deere's in, because it is going to make so many people happy. And that's what video games are about, is making people happy, not the EA crap of, hey, look at all our microtransactions. You'd rather have Claas. Wait till FarmCon, Rob. There's still a fairly good chance the Claas will be announced there. Don't rule Claas out just because John Deere were announced today. That is the major thing. Do not rule out any other brands just yet. And even if after FarmCon, don't rule them out. There's still Gamescom. Yeah, you got FarmCon just around the corner, sure, but after FarmCon there's Gamescom. And Giants will probably want to make a big announcement there as well. So, would it be that surprising if they announced Claas at FarmCon? No. There's plenty of reasons to think Claas could still be in the game. And Rob, you know half of them that we've spoken about in private on TeamSpeak, with myself and Landy. There's so many reasons. There's so many reasons that any given brand could still be in FarmSim. Especially Claas. Landy's now live. Well, guys, I think I'll hand over to him. Hope you enjoyed my stream. Hand it over to Landy Kid for continued coverage of John Deere Day in Farming Simulator. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll leave you by saying, I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching the Insanity Challenge in Farming Simulator 17. John Deere confirmed. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.